Okay, here is a short walk around of the TCMMRA layout here in Hurst. The first one is owned by Jim Howell. This is the Brownwood sub, and currently it enters a forested area up in, this is the CSX Sand Patch Tunnel. You can see the autumn foliage. And now we're coming into Southern Curve. This is the edge of the layout. This is Southern Curve. And you can see Tim's Royal American Shows passenger train. Very nice. As we come along here, we come to a bridge module, double track bridge module. This is owned by John Runnels, and this is called Crawford Ranch. John is very detail oriented, as you can see. And this is Dermot, owned by Jeff Ritter, myself. And next we have a club-owned module. This is El Reno, originally constructed by Jacob, purchased by Rusty, and it is now owned by the club. Continuing on, past El Reno is the passenger station. We see a few trains in the siding, keeping the main clear. This is the grain elevator. You see the Union Pacific military train as well as the UP rock train. And coming up on Cliffside. This module is Cliffside. Back into the single track section. This is Hood River, owned by Tim Kerfoot. The ice racks. Tim is a big Northeast modeler. And this is Valley Mills, owned by Glenn. This is another actual spot in Texas, just south of the DFW Metroplex, that Glenn has modeled quite authentically. And as we come along here, we're going into the end of Valley Mills. Has the freight station. And we're going to come to the end of the single track section. We begin double track again. This module is Rio Vista, owned by John. And that switch right there begins the double track section, which will continue on. And here we are. We're picking up where we left off. This is Rio Vista, where single track becomes double track. Rio Vista is also the point at which the line diverges into McClellan Yard, which I'll show you in a little bit. This is a major division point on the layout. It has a lot of traffic pretty much all the time. The next module coming up is owned by Joey. This is the Sam Friel MKT facility, modeled after the MKT yard in Sherman, Texas, which again, he has spent a lot of time making it as realistic as possible. The next module is an oil refinery. It was owned by Roger Ivy. Again, it's club owned now. The name of this module is called Valero, as it's a Valero oil refinery. It's also a curve module, double track. And then we come to Colton Crossing. Southern Pacific Santa Fe, Colton Crossing. which transitions into a module owned by Tom. This is St. Clair. Tom's from the upper Midwest, so he models the upper Midwest, as you can see, very industrial. Beautiful water tower. Again, this is St. Clair, owned by Tom Rohr. We come to a gravel facility. And then we come to a module owned by Wallace Inman. This is called West Ranch. It's a curve module. Looks about like Mineral Wells, Texas, out in that area, just west of the Metroplex. And then we transition into one of my modules, South Plains Ethanol. And as we transition out of West Ranch, we come into one of my modules. This is South Plains Ethanol, double track module. And it comes in, you can see on the tracks, to the ethanol plant itself. We have 2 corn tracks in on the inside, and on the outside 2 tracks are ethanol out. This module was built in 2008, one of the first. And then we come to this beautiful module here, owned by John Nauer. This is the big engine facility. Fantastic modeling done here, lots of detail. Lots of action, always at the shops. We get down to the maintenance area. Lots of locomotives. Interior detailing in the building. One of the premier modules. And we've got a temporary plate on the back. It can be used and expanded later. And we'll go down the other side. You can see more detail, more locomotives. Sanding facilities, diesel service, which then again comes into South Plains Ethanol on this side. And then we enter back into the main. At the end of South Plains Ethanol, we enter 2 rivers. This was originally designed by Garrett Speaker. It is now owned by Robert Mendez and John Nauer. It's a Y module. As you can see, it's under construction, continuing construction, very nice. And that leads us through the Y into the loop. This is Elk Creek. It's a coal mine. 3 tracks in, 3 tracks out. This was originally the J.J. Hill loop from Minnesota Fremont. Then it was extensively rebuilt, redecorated, mostly by John Nauer. Everybody had a hand in this. I'm sorry, John Reynolds. Rebuilt by John Reynolds. You can see Glenn's coal train on the loop. A little bit wider shot here. You can see it more in its entirety. It's rather a large module. A lot of activity here. Turning trains, acts as a passing siding. And we're coming back out through Elk Creek. Coming back into Two Rivers, which is the Y module. Where we enter the main line yet again. After Two Rivers, we enter Green Lawn, city module, owned by Robert Mendez. Robert enjoys a lot of different types of modeling, as we all do. Passenger trains, freight trains, a lot of high-speed passenger trains. Here we are through an urban setting, through the city, the suburbs. This is another module from Robert. This is Hampton by Robert Mendez. Double track curve. After Hampton, we have a double track duck under. This is known as Headache Gorge because it's a duck under. If you miss it, well, you understand why it's Headache Gorge. Now we're coming into the Lazy J. Lazy J Ranch, owned by David Jason. Again, double track. It's a ranching cattle area. Lots of cattle, lots of stock pens. We even have a bit of elephant action here on the Lazy J. After the Lazy J, we come into another one of the very first modules. It's called Liberty Lumber by Wallace Inman. It's a lumberyard, industrial area, team track, several industries to switch on Liberty Lumber by Wallace Inman.
Did you have any trouble making it out of the yard while ago? No.
And next we come along into a short curve module called Ray's Curve with O'Leary's Garage. After raised curve, we enter a multi-owned module built mostly by Wallace Inman, Tim Kerfoot. This is a large intermodal facility. It's called North Terminal. North Terminal, as you can see, is also used as a staging yard, passing sidings. Also another very active place on the layout. And as you can see with Fremo, one of the nice things is as long as the end plates work, you can go in and out, expand, as they've done here with a nice intermodal facility. Long enough to hold some good-sized trains. As you can see, we have a couple engines that have locomotives that the crews have decided that we need to redo these, so they have been parked out on the cement to be picked up with tractor trailer later, as you can see. And then we come to the throat of North Terminal, which brings us back to Southern Curve. Southern Curve here, large coaling facility.
Yeah, we gotta have 12 by 12 room at the house, and it's not big enough.
And the wide curves bring us right back to where we started at the beginning. And that is a complete overview of the Tarrant County Modular Model Railroad Association Fremo-based layout in Hurst, Texas.
Oh, I think we had too much on it. Those are all lit, and I bet they're not even LED because they're in TA. Not these.
You want back out? What?
Don't fall under here. We do, huh?